Hello and welcome to the AYS podcast. I'm your favorite podcast host, Robbie, also known as Mr. Bean, and today we're going to be talking about something different, but kind of the same. Today we're going to be talking about burnout, how it relates to Discord, how it relates to your personal life, what actually is burnout. I give up. A minute and a half in, and I still haven't nailed my own intro. Hello and welcome to the AYS podcast. I'm your favorite podcast host, Robbie, also known as Mr. Bean, and today we're going to be talking about something different, but kind of the same. Our topic today is burnout. We're going to be covering everything you need to know about burnout. What it is, what causes burnout, how to prevent it, how to deal with it, and most importantly, how does it relate to you and your life? So first of all, what is burnout? Well, according to the World Health Organization, occupational burnout is a syndrome that results from chronic work-related stress, and symptoms can be feelings of energy depletion, exhaustion, increased mental distance from your job, or overall feelings of negativity related to your job, and reduced efficiency. Put it in more simple words, burnout is a feeling of burnout from your job. You're tired, you've ran out of ideas, your efficiency's down, you can't produce as much as you've been producing or work as much as you've been working. Now, what exactly causes burnout? There are three main points that we can discuss here. It's a work-life imbalance, high expectations, or maybe expectations that are too low, and a lack of control of your own time and your own schedule. So first off, a work-life imbalance. Are you working outside of your normal hours? Or working when you shouldn't be working, like when you're sick? That would cause some burnout because obviously you're working overtime and your brain's not supposed to be doing that. It causes more stress, and more stress leads you to burnout. Expectations, whether they're high or low, can cause burnout or put you on the path towards burnout. Expectations that are too high cause yourself to overwork, and of course, overworking leads to burnout. Now, low expectations, where you have to meet bare minimum standards, can make you feel like you're not doing enough, and therefore you think that you should be doing more, and so you start overworking yourself, and of course, overworking yourself leads to burnout. Now, a lack of control in your schedule, the inability to tune your schedule to your own standards or to your own needs. You need to fit your schedule to your needs, not what somebody else wrote. You could be overworking yourself, you could be stressing yourself out, and you might not even know it, and that in the long run does cause burnout. So you need to fine-tune your schedule, make sure you're not overworking yourself, and make sure that your personal expectations are right where they need to be. Now, after all that, how can we prevent burnout? How can we stop it from happening in the first place? Well, the first place we're going to look is your schedule. How much extra time do you have? Do you only have a little bit of extra time? Probably means you need to take some things out. Do you have a lot of time? Probably means that you need to take up some of that time to relieve your stress. Go out for a walk, watch an episode of a calming show you like, listen to music, you can read a book. All those things help. Now, if your schedule is on the full side, you need to cut back on some of those commitments that you don't like or are too intense. All of those things cause stress that isn't necessary. You have to determine what's important to you and what's not important to you and cut back on the things that you don't need. Now, let's say you're already in a situation where you're feeling some burnout. Obviously, the best way to deal with it is to catch it early. If you can catch it before it gets bad, then a couple days and you should be fine. But if you fail to catch yourself early enough, you're probably going to need to take a longer break. Pushing yourself through it will probably make it worse. But if you take that break, a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks if your burnout's really stressing you out, of not working, not paying attention to any work, and relieving that stress. Maybe going on a holiday, going for a couple hikes, sleeping a lot. Now, it is important to note that when you leave your work, it should be done properly. If whoever you're working for has a system, you need to follow that system. And of course, some employers may not understand, so it might take a while for you to get that break. With all that said, we've got a lot on burnout, and there is a lot more to be discussed. You can give that a quick Google search and learn tons of information about burnout that I didn't even know before researching for this podcast. I'd like to take a minute to shout out our sponsor, shop.ays.gg. You can find the most amazing growth services there. Custom ads, custom mod mail bots. Check out our Patreon page and you can purchase tiers. You can get premium perks, custom channels, and more. If you have any questions, you can DM AYS support. They can help you with growth, moderation troubles, or even get you a partnership. With all that said, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm your favorite podcast host, Robbie, also known as Mr. Bean, and this is the AYS Podcast. I'll see you in the next one.